If you're an alien and you want to abduct somebody that's not going to give you away, you do it with the person nobody's going to believe.
With at least credibility, yeah.
Yes, that's who you abduct.
You abduct Chunk from the Goonies.
Yes.
That's who you abduct, because no one believes a fucking word he says. Do you love the movies of the 80s and 90s? Did late fees at the video store make you panic like you lost a book from the library? Then you are in the right place. Welcome to Mike and Anthony's Soda Pop Culture Club. Me, Mike, along with my co-host, Antoine.
I come in peace and sometimes in a sock.
Oh, gosh. Bring our take on TV, movies, and all pop culture from the 80s, 90s, and beyond. If you want all things Soda Pop Culture Club, go to sodapopcultureclub.com. There you can see our episode schedule. You can contact us and make movie suggestions. We also encourage you to become a subscriber or follow the podcast on whatever platform you listen to it on. Plus, please share it with your friends so they too can revel in the movies of the past. Additionally, it would be super awesome if you follow our Instagram at Mike and Anthony. Plus, don't forget to rate the show and leave us some comments wherever you listen to it. And there's one more thing. We are starting our anniversary celebration just a little early because it's coming up here in September. And what we're asking people to do is we're asking you to make some movie requests for us. And if you request a movie and we like it enough to pick it, you could be what we call a winner. Isn't that what we call them, Anthony? Do we call them winners?
The people that aren't us, yes, I call them all winners.
They're all winners. They're all winners, but they're double winners because not only are they just better in life, they also get a shirt from us. And we're prepared to give up to 3 away. So, make those selections. And then when you do, tell us why it's special to you. Don't just give us a selection. We'd like to know what makes you happy when you watch this. So definitely. And then Anthony has another thing that he wants to give away. I don't know if he remembers saying it. Yes.
Fanny pack.
And why are you giving it away? Do you know why?
Because I want someone to give me a pep talk and console me so I feel better about continually doing this show with fucknuts over here.
Yes.
If you can do that and make me feel better about what I'm doing here, I will send you a fanny pack.
And no socks will be in it, he promises.
No socks.
No socks. And actually, we do not have any socks. We do have a merch store. That's the one thing I'll let you know. If you go to our website, there's a link that's for merch. You click that link. You can go there and you can see the shirts you may be able to get. So definitely take a look. We got some new swag coming, I promise. And there'll be even better ones by the time. Because right now, we're designing a whole bunch. So by the time this comes out, you'll see some cool stuff. And let's get on to what we're doing. So what's today's selection? Without further ado, what's today's selection?
With no ado whatsoever, because we've given fucking enough already, 10 minutes
enough
worth.
Dues. We've done enough dues.
We're going to stop doing the do. Will Smith, aliens, chess, crop dusting, dolphin rings, strippers, and one of the girls from Saved by the Bell, the college years not named Kelly Kapowski. 1996 gave us all a 4th of July to remember because Will Smith owns that fucking holiday now. This is Independence Day.
Woo!
Boom.
Boy, you're coming in hot. You are coming in hot with that. Yeah, you're right, man. He does own the fucking holiday. He owns the summer because once he made that summer anthem, summertime, it was like, it was his time, baby. It's his time. He owns it. So we can't, he gets it, and he gets Miami too, I guess, doesn't he? So he can say a song about Miami. Will Smith is awesome.
So all things Jiggy too. He owns that.
All things Jiggy. Yeah. And parents. I mean, because they just don't understand. So Independence Day. How much do you love this movie? Did you watch it in the theaters? Where did you see it?
I believe actually I watched this. I don't think I saw this in the theater. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was as soon as it came out on DVD.
All right.
Pretty sure.
I am fairly certain that I watched this at the drive-in with my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law and my wife. And probably your wife. So I'm just saying, I'm feeling that's where I saw it. I just remember seeing it at the drive-in, and we used to go to the drive-in sometimes over here in the middle of nowhere. So that's where I remember seeing it. So that was a cool place to see it. Epic.
The drive-in always.
Always epic. Always epic. But yeah, it was a good movie back then. That's what I thought of it. We'll see what we think about it now.
I feel bad because drive-ins are so scarce now. I feel bad for people that never had the opportunity to go to a drive-in.
Yeah, we do have one about an hour away almost that we can go to here. And I looked; they are playing movies this weekend or next week. I can't remember. They have hey, we're opening and you can come. So I might go there when I have an opportunity because
I guess
it's a thing.
It is. But I guess now we do have projectors that you can watch a movie on the side of your fucking house. So maybe you don't need drive-ins as much.
Yeah. Yeah, you can watch 4K on the side of your house. I mean, but you got to paint it with a special paint if you want it to look right, though.
Yeah,
that I will say. Otherwise, you'll have some siding and someone's nose will look a little protruding.
Right. Or when you get to the nude scenes.
Yeah, I don't want to. You don't want to try and negotiate a siding crack with other cracks. That's what you're trying not to do.
Yeah, you're already trying to make the neighbors not notice that you're watching softcore porn on the side of your house. So you gotta make sure you're projecting on which side of your house has the cool neighbors.
Yeah,
you don't want to project it on the other side because the cops will be there. You want it on the cool neighbor side.
Why is everybody on the other side of that fucking house? Okay, so let's get on with this movie. Do you want to go into the Rotten Tomatoes and whatnot?
Do it.
All right, be just a moment. Let me do that. All right. So, what do you think? What do you think they spent on this movie?
They spent
a lot.
I thought we were doing Rotten Tomatoes.
We are. I always do the budget as a part of Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. What did they spend? 1996. I know there was a lot of effects in this movie.
It was actually
that affected me. Let's say it's got to be a big budget. It was Will Smith. I mean, shit. I'm just gonna say even 100 million.
You're over the mark. They only spent 75 million. But what do you think this one did in the box office?
Oh, I know it was. I mean, this was definition of blockbuster. So I'm gonna say it was. It was fucking huge. I'm guessing it was close to $1 billion, but I don't think it hit.
Ooh.
Because this was still 1996, so we didn't have a shit ton of stuff. I mean, Titanic was like around 96, and I know that was over $1 billion. So let's say I'm going to say 902 million.
You're wrong. Finally, You're wrong enough that I won't accuse you of being an asshole.
Oh, thanks a lot, Dick.
817 million.
Okay.
But like you said, that's a lot of money. That's well over $1 billion in today's dollars, right? Probably.
Yeah.
We're looking at probably 1.1 billion or something like that. But yeah, it definitely did a lot of money. So, knowing how much money and all that, what does that make you think the critics might think about this?
Let's see. 71.
You're a little over the mark. It was 67%, but I thought that was high for this movie, my opinion. For critics, I mean, when you look at what it is,
oh yeah,
you don't think, oh, critics will love this. Not usually. Not in the year 96. I mean, if you look at some of the other movies that came out in 96, I mean, there's some other doozies that came out. I mean, I think Twister came out then. I think it's a better action movie, but I don't think you do.
I don't. It's good.
Yeah. What do you think the audience thought of this, though? What do you think the audience?
I'm going to say it's got to be past that. 86.
You're high. 75%. I thought it was low.
75? So both critics and audience, 75.
They're fairly, to me, when they're within 10% of each other, they're fairly calibrated, right?
Yeah, but those are even. Did you say 75 for critics?
No, 67 for critics.
Oh, you did? Never mind. I already forgot what you said.
See, people, this is, for a guy who's complete recall of the movie and its fucking lines, He can't remember one thing I said 30 seconds ago.
Right. There's only so much room in my head for shit, and I pick the important stuff.
Yes, the
Movie
important
quotes.
stuff. So I'm gonna give you some reviews. I've got Steve Rhodes, and his website is called Internet Reviews. That seems very, but back then you could have a generic website like that, and it'd probably be popular, and you probably could own it. It's called Internet Reviews, and he says, "I don't care what of the other critics that I respect say. This is a great film, and I am happy to be pushing it." That's what he said. He says he doesn't care. Now, that being said, I thought I had made a second note because I forgot that I had made this one. And I found another critic who said something very funny. So I forgot that I had made all the stuff that I just showed you. So I started another one, and I found another review that I liked. And it was by a guy, this is a positive one, Christopher Knoll of thefilmcritic.com. He says, "In space, no one can hear a frying Houstonian scream." That's his positive review.
Okay.
I thought, it's like, what the fuck is that? But whatever.
Drugs
but
are
now,
bad.
Yeah, drugs can be bad. And I found one by Rita Kempley. Here's the negative review. Rita Kempley of the Washington Post, the WAPO person. "Maybe the movie maker's mission was to boldly go where everyone in Hollywood has gone before. The bank." That's what she says there. But once again, I found another one when I was doing this other thing that I thought was funny. So I'm going to give that to you too. It's another negative one. It's Cynthia Fuchs of the Philadelphia City Paper. She says this movie is like an advertisement for more defense spending. There you go. That's I thought those. I my second run on that. I think I found better shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Got it.
I think I found some good stuff. But yeah, it was. Love and hate 'em.
Alien defense.
Yeah, it's Alien. Everything's Alien. What the hell is this thing doing?
Maybe we wouldn't, if fucking countries could get along with each other, we wouldn't have to spend enough fucking on defense for that we could get ready for the aliens. How about that shit?
Yeah, that's true. Anywho. Okay, so are you ready to go? Do you want me to start this off?
Do it. Bust this bitch open.
All right, so we're going to do this in a few sections, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, so here we go. The movie starts with an ominous shadow on the moon revealing a spaceship. Scientists and the military are alerted to its presence. David, played by Jeff Goldblum, comes to work to learn the news that the radio station he works at is having technical issues. Russell, who is Randy Quaid, is a drunk that is failing as a crop duster pilot and stressing his kids. The ship we've seen before now has released many little ships that hover over cities all around the world. So, do you love this opening? Do you go like, fuck yeah, is this what you wanted right from the beginning when you're watching a movie about space?
Well, I think I would say, like, show the fucking ships. Get it, like, let's do that. We don't need build up. Just they're here.
Yeah.
That asteroid is coming. Saw it in my telescope.
That's what I say. They should have seen this thing coming, right? Like, it's not like a big ass ship, that big of a ship, because the little ones are supposedly 15 miles wide.
Right.
And when I look at them, the scale to them against the cities didn't seem as 15 miles wide. That's my opinion. But they're supposed to be 15 miles wide. That means that one up in above the atmosphere has to be fucking like moon size, right? Like, it has to be ridiculous if it can hold all those.
Yeah. All those baby ships that are not really baby ships, but really big fucking ships.
Yeah.
Yes. The mama ship has to be super huge.
Yeah, mama ship, the mothership. Yeah, it's so overused. Can we find another term for it? I don't know.
The daddy ship,
the daddy ship, the daddy, or the they ship, because now we have new gender pronouns.
The championship,
the championship. Yeah, new gender pronouns. We can use those. It's the they ship. Let's see. So they also one of the things that they kind of use the same trope, right? Of the shape of the ships, right?
That's what they're shaped like. That's what alien ships are shaped like.
Saucers?
It's been proven. Come on.
Fuck you, man.
It's been proven. That's what they all look like. Every picture you ever see of one, that's what they look like.
I know. That doesn't mean shit. Like,
it means that's what the alien ships look like, dick.
You're defending that. You're defending. Okay. You lie on that hill, buddy.
Because I got picked up in one of those and it looked just like that.
Hey, have you ever watched Star Wars?
Hey, have you ever been probed?
I don't want to say. I've had a colonoscopy. Does that count?
Yeah,
Okay. Yes, I've been probed.
but have you ever had one in space?
Not in space. No, not in space. Do they? Have you ever seen Star Wars? Those people are all aliens, and their ships don't look like that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes, I've seen Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah. No. What is that? What's fucking Star Wars? Could you imagine
Is
if
it
you found
new?
someone? Is that new? What is it?
Oh, is that that Attack of the Clones movie? I have seen that.
Oh, my favorite character, Jar Jar's in that one.
Fucking shut up.
All right. So do you want to?
If we ever do a list of worst movie characters ever,
Is he on it?
yes,
I think there's one in this movie that's in that, possibly on that list.
Anakin and him.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this movie, there could be one. Do you
Oh,
know
yeah?
who it is? Do you
Who?
know? Randy Quaid.
You think so?
Oh gosh, I hate that guy.
Really?
We'll get to that later.
Oh,
That's in my head later. So do you want to do the second section of this, or
All right, let's go. So, at this point, Jeff Goldblum, while he's troubleshooting the interference, he learns it's reducing itself. Randy Quaid is bullied by some locals at the diner because he says he's been abducted before, just like me. As the ships settle over the United States in different areas, people begin to panic. Captain Stephen Hiller, Will Smith, slept through the ships, but quickly sees them and is then called to duty. You want some of this coffee, babe? That part. So Jeff Goldblum, after realizing, he's looking around, he's like, after realizing it's really a countdown, he sees the whole process like a chess match, which, because he plays chess. So he realizes he needs to contact his ex-wife who works with the president, who Jeff Goldblum punched out before. He reaches her, but she says he's overreacting, and he leaves for DC. Takes off on his bicycle.
Well, he did. Well, we paraphrasing these. So he goes to his father, he's ready. He has that shotgun. He's ready to go.
Locked and loaded.
He's cocked, locked, and ready to rock. He's ready to go. But yeah, and then he leaves to DC with him. But I find it funny that he goes to work and he I figured out this signal, but it's slowly he's a super smart guy. And his wife, who he calls, and she knows he's a super smart MIT engineer graduate, just totally says, "I don't have time for you," and hangs up on him, although he's trying to tell her what's going on. That could have saved a lot of grief. That's all I'm saying.
And at this point, there's fucking spaceships floating above you, literally close enough now that they could piss on your head, and you're not going to listen to anybody. You think, oh, you're overreacting. There's no overreacting at this point.
No, there's none. There is none. It's like and that's what the thing with the Randy Quaid thing, being bullied at the diner, and because he's been abducted before, and the ships are there, and they've seen it on the news, and they're still bullying him, and those fucking ships are out there. You got to now think, wait a second, what if they're here to probe my ass? What the fuck?
This is what it's always funny because, and I know you have people that say they've been abducted and you don't believe them. You think, okay, they're a whack job, but
you must.
It's like, because you cried wolf before we actually saw proof, we still don't believe you. Why is that? Is it more just because he is the drunk and they don't believe him?
He's kind of a sad sack. He's a caricature, and he's not, he just doesn't have his shit together. He crop dusts the wrong fields.
Right. But even when they're going to go up into battle, and he's one of the pilots, so been crop dusting and been doing that ever since. And then he mentions, I just like to add that ever since I was abducted by these guys, I'm, wants to get revenge. And they look at him like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That never happened to you. You didn't get abducted by the real fucking aliens above us right now. No, we don't believe you.
Here's my thing. I don't think it's now that they don't believe that someone could be abducted. It's that, why would they abduct him? So they're shaming him for being a piece of shit rather than the lying about abduction. Now they don't believe he'd lie about that.
No, and that's the thing though.
Yeah.
He's exactly who they would abduct. If you're an alien and you want to abduct somebody, that's not going to give you away. You do that with the person nobody's going to believe.
With least credibility. Yeah.
Yes, that's who you abduct.
You abduct Chunk from the Goonies.
Yes.
That's who you abduct because no one believes a fucking word he says. That's fucking hilarious. Abduct Chunk. When he's an adult, the attorney Chunk, the later on version, not the young boy. That wouldn't be cool at all. So there you go. Of course, I can't tell aliens what to do. That's not where I'm at.
But we would prefer you don't probe kids. If
Oh,
you're listening, aliens, which I think at this point you're the only ones that are to the show.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
probe children. Probe adults.
Now, but a couple things. Randy Quaid, in my opinion, in this movie is playing the same role, but he's just a drunk Cousin Eddie.
But what's wrong with that?
I love Cousin Eddie in those movies, but this movie, when you try to, it's hard to take it seriously when you have the way he's portraying his character.
You're not supposed to take it seriously.
What are you talking about? This is fucking real shit.
It is, but he's the comedic relief.
I use the shitty comedic relief. No, Will Smith is comedic relief.
He is too. But look, Cousin Eddie. I don't care if it's Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie is some of the best comedy in cinema.
Yeah.
He is one of the funniest characters ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine with Cousin Eddie being in Independence Day.
Okay. If you're okay with it, I just, it's not my thing. Now, I will say this. Will Smith, I thought he was the comedic relief a little bit. But what kind of animal is he that he pees with the bathroom door open while looking out the window at his neighbors? What kind of weirdo does all that? Like, I don't understand why his blinds aren't closed and his door's not shut. And I feel there's too much weirdness there.
I think anybody that goes to the bathroom with the door open is in the wrong and they're weird.
Have you met your wife's family? Okay.
Okay, what did I just say? They're in the wrong and they're weird.
Okay.
I stand by my words.
Okay. Also, a couple other things. Mae Whitman, that was the kid, Bill Pullman's kid. She's like the go-to kid of the 90s. She was like at Hope Floats and a few other things. She was in One Fine Day.
Another Harry Connick connection too. Hope Floats. Very
good movie. I'd do that one. I do, but me and rom-coms, I've seen them all.
Just some sweat, some paint thinner mixed in.
Sweat,
paint thinner, sweat mixed in.
Oh, that's a good movie. But Mae Whitman, she's been in so many things back then. She was in so much. Another thing is when the kids decide to take off in this sequence, when everyone starts panicking, they say, we got to leave in their RV, and they go to find the sister. She's with the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You, the bad guy, in the red Corvette or whatever it was.
Yes.
That creep. And he's trying to do the Last Night on Earth play on the sister.
Oh, God. Yeah. Joey.
It's a man. And they're underage.
What a douche.
Yeah.
He's trying to probe her on their Last Night on Earth.
Trying to do the probe. Yeah. So I thought that was like, one of those. Would you use that move if it was the Last Night on Earth? You'd be like, man, it's our last night. We got to do this. I don't know. Like, but I'm married, so.
Yeah. I don't need to wear. I am too, Dick. So why are you asking me that? And then you're like, I'm married.
Yeah,
I can't answer it.
Yeah. I'd use it. I would. I totally would. And I'm not going to be ashamed of it.
And you don't even have to wear a condom. It's your last night on Earth.
Yeah. What do we have? And our luck, the thing stops and then everyone has herpes. So let's move on. Are you ready? I got this next one. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We learned Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr. are fighter pilots, and Will Smith's fiance is bow chicka wow wow, a stripper.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum finally reaches the White House and hacks his ex-wife's cell phone to get her attention so he can warn the president of what he found. The military attempts to communicate with the ships using lights on a helicopter because that's what you do.
Right. Flash a light at it.
Flash a light at it. After breaking the news to the president about the signal, after Jeff Goldblum breaks the news to the president about the signal, the president decides to call everything back and leave. However, the welcome wagon, that big helicopter with the lights, is destroyed. And with little time left, everyone gets aboard the choppers and leaves immediately. The First Lady, however, she's in a different city, was unable to be found after the ships obliterated L.A., New York, and D.C. So, yeah. So this is where the heavy shit starts, right? This is
Yes.
where we get the oh no.
Yes, as soon as the first chopper goes down, you can just hear Will Wheaton in the background.
Oh. Holy shit, I hope I can deaden that down to a whisper, you know. But your enthusiasm will still be there.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, this is there's a lot that the beginning of this movie, I think a lot happens in these first the first 40 minutes of this movie. There's a lot going on. But I think it slows down a little bit and then picks back up. Like it has a speed change in this movie.
shifts gears.
It shifts gears a little
Fast
bit.
and Furious style.
Like we're talking about with Harry Connick Jr. and Will Smith, we learned they're fighter pilots. Like I said, they're the comedic relief. You know, I like them a lot. I really enjoy them.
I know it's like Maverick and Goose on two different planes.
Yeah, well, because you don't need a Rio, I guess, by the time. Isn't that weird? Like literally 10 years later, no Rio is needed. So Goose's job is redundant. It's gone.
Job was eliminated.
Yeah.
So was
I
he.
do like, but my favorite people, the actors in this movie is Judd Hirsch.
Yeah.
His David's father, or Jeff Goldblum's father, you know. He's a treasure. I mean, he has great timing.
He does.
Like, you know, and I like how he's just a cable guy. That's what he keeps saying. Sorry about that.
Did you just burp?
Well, you know, I'm human. Shit happens.
It is the Soda Pop Club. So
yeah,
that's living proof.
Yeah. So he's just a cable guy because he doesn't really understand what his son can do. Like he's obviously an engineer of some sort that knows radio frequencies and is super smart.
He's a transponster.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously is something a little better than that. The welcome wagon with the lights. Do you think that's a stolen idea from the Close Encounters?
Yeah, but
I mean, is that the only way we know how to communicate with an alien?
I was going to say that's all they know how to do. Well, what did they do in Close Encounters? Okay, let's go with that. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I don't know how. See, the thing is, if an alien comes here, they're obviously advanced.
I know. So do you think that they were like, was it just supposed to be random flashing lights, or were they trying Morse code?
That's what I don't know. And that'll get later on in the story. We'll get to the Morse code thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're right. I don't know what they're communicating. Are they trying? See, I think what they're doing is you're assuming that these beings that came from somewhere else don't speak your language, or we don't even know at this point how they communicate. So you're thinking, well, hey, how about this? I'll blink you some lights at it. If it blinks them the same, then maybe they're peaceful. Maybe they're wanting to talk and make connections. Of course, they laser blast it with the green goo, and you know.
I would just poke it with a stick and see what happens.
Yeah, poke it with the stick.
I think you're better off with that.
I think the welcome wagon was the stick, and it broke the stick. Now, here's what I know. I know it's the apocalypse when I go into a strip club and Vivica Fox is dancing in her prime, and no one is there watching. That's what I know.
Yeah,
it's the apocalypse, man.
Something's up.
Something was up, man. I like how she's in the middle of her dance. She looks over and she's like, "I'm done with this," and just walks
but
out.
it was during the day.
Well, you know, strip clubs have, you know, they're open 24.
You know, the lunch buffet and everything. I'm fine. I know. I get that.
You know, it is what it is, man. Although, here's the thing. What I don't get, it's the day, but then by the time later on, that time passes rather quickly because she gets out of there, goes home, gets the kid. It seems like time passed rather quickly after that.
No, I think she was working a double.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Did you hear the news broadcast? I like how the news broadcaster says, "Don't shoot your guns at the ship, Los Angelinos. It may trigger interstellar war."
Possibly. Poke a stick at it.
Oh yeah.
Don't flash the high beams either.
No, don't do. Yeah, well, obviously, everybody in the town, keep your headlights off. You might communicate poorly with the ship.
They might think you called them a douchebag.
We don't know how they read lights, but we're trying it anyways.
People don't know Morse code. Keep them lights off.
A little story about that. I guess when they tested the welcome wagon back then, when they were making the movie, they actually brought it up into the sky and did that. People called UFO sightings in because they saw that and didn't know what it was.
Of course they did.
Yeah. I mean, like they could see, people don't think what's the most reasonable explanation, especially if you live in Los Angeles, right? They make movies there.
Yeah.
They might fly some weird shit once in a while. So just say,
that would be the place to reserve judgment a little bit.
Yeah.
Of all the places, Nebraska, okay, I get it.
You don't see that shit. Yeah, that if you saw that in Nebraska, I get it. Because what the fuck is that? I get that.
But California, LA in particular, know your surroundings.
Might be some shit in the sky you don't expect. Now,
New York and LA, those two places, just calm the fuck down.
The
UFO.
I always say that I lived out in Arizona and the weather's warm all the time. And I always say people in that warm weather, I think their brains are getting baked over time. So they just have bad reactions to things. It's because it's really weird out there, man.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's too much good weather. People are, they need to learn how to sit in their homes and not look out around at everybody all the time.
Oh, trust me. When I remember coming to visit, we were there a couple days and I already felt a little al dente in the head after I left.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I want to talk about our Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr. in the locker room. And I want to call it an almost gay panic scene because he shows Harry that he's going to propose to her.
Yeah.
Or Harry goes, "What's this?" and finds the ring. And it looks like he's going to propose to him. Like Harry has the ring, he's looking up and somebody goes by. And they don't say anything, but it kind of imply that, oh no, that's, I shouldn't be doing that. But it was like understated. I guess they didn't really say it, but it was almost, and I call it almost gay panic scene. Do you think so?
No.
Why not?
Just funny.
Okay. You just, okay, whatever. Whatever.
I think that's just reading into it too much for what it was.
Okay. You think I'm reading too much? All right. I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes maybe I'm reading it correctly, and I hope whoever listens to this will email us or DM us on our Instagram and say how wrong you are.
I'm not calling it a gay panic scene.
Okay.
I think that's
but the way he reacted and got up and looked around like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? That's like that's literally panic. I mean, just, I'm just saying. But it wasn't verbalized. It wasn't, and no one shamed him verbally. He just had a look from a guy walking by in a towel. So, see, I can remember the scene. Do you remember the scene?
Okay. Yes, I remember the scene.
Okay. So,
Jasmine has a thing for dolphins.
Well, fuck you. You do. Fuck you. Okay. See, I can remember once you trigger my memory, I know all that, but I can't just come up with it like that. The party on the roof. You had to know that was going to be a bad idea. I mean,
this is Darwinism right here.
This is people thinking that. Don't assume. Here's the thing: don't go to a party there and assume the aliens are there to have fun. I would say party out in the desert like Burning Man, and burn an alien or something instead of a man. And then do something like that.
I'm staying home and watching TV if this ever happens. I'm not getting on the roof. No.
Until the signal goes bad because the aliens are hijacking it. But yeah, sure.
You'd be hiding in the basement, but you'd have your drone out.
Be flying the drone it only lasts 15 minutes. I have to charge it every so often. Drones don't last that long. Much like yourself in bed. Sorry, man.
I see what you did there.
I see. Yeah.
Questioning my stamina.
Well, yeah, certainly. Why wouldn't I?
My sock could tell you otherwise.
So, I got a question for you. Where are all the bodies? Because has to be a lot of bodies in this movie.
What do you mean? Where are they?
I mean, we didn't see we saw some people who were living with her and her son when they were driving through Los Angeles, for example, just for
Right.
that one. And we know people died David's boss,
Right.
but we don't see all the bodies.
Because they're fucking incinerated.
You think they're incinerated? I thought there'd be
Yes.
bodies laying on the street.
No. Spaceships with freaking lasers. They're incinerated.
Okay. I want to know with all I want to see the bodies. That's all I'm saying.
You want the bodies to hit the floor?
Let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah, that's a good song. Hey, but these were good effects for the time. I will say that
Yeah.
they were so, they had good effects, all that stuff. So, all right, are you ready to go into the next one?
I'm ready. I'm so fucking ready. Okay.
Okay.
So now, Will and Harry are apart for the first counterattack. Harry and Will bring their victory dance. However, Harry gets shot down. Will is able to take one of the UFOs out.
Oof.
I did that on purpose.
Okay.
The president and the rest of leadership, they try to consider options for retaliation, which they really don't fucking have because they are way overmatched. David's father brings up Roswell, and they end up going there for security. Will Smith's fiance survived the blast. While trying to make it to El Toro, she finds the first lady injured on the road and brings her along. Will Smith drags the alien he took down in an awesome, Top Gun-esque battle. Took it through the desert till he finds help from massive RVs going through the desert. After arriving at Area 51, the president learns we had made contact with the aliens before. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So this is where we get Will and Harry, or I'm not using it, Stephen Hiller, and I forget Harry Connick Jr. I just like Harry so much, I just call him Harry.
Yeah, he's Harry.
I've seen him perform live 3 times, by the way.
All right.
But this is where we get to see them and their victory dance. Their victory dance is a cigar, and that comes into play later as well. It's weird. I don't know why they call it the victory dance, but it's sucking on a cigar. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love Harry, and it makes me so mad.
Very phallic.
It is very phallic. George Carlin did a joke about that once, how he said it's so interesting how white corporate masters like to spend their time drinking wine and sucking on something that looks like a big brown dick. That's what he said. So he had some things to say about that.
Okay.
But I love Harry. Why did they have to kill him?
Why'd they have to kill Goose?
Yeah, but we got more of Goose before he died. We didn't get much of Harry. I mean, he was one of the best. He was great. I think he would have been. But you know what? The thing is, that was a great chemistry they had, right? Him and Will. But I think we got double the bromance though in this, I believe, because later on we get that great chemistry with
him and Goldblum.
David and Captain Hiller. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, but I didn't want him to die. I mean, we could have a 3-way there. We could have had a 3-way.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I've got a question for you. Have you ever heard of a place called Roswell?
I have.
New Mexico? Fuck you. You have not. The president hasn't heard of it. How do you know?
The president has heard of Roswell. He just didn't know about an alien living in his basement of the White House.
You didn't. So you didn't hear about Roswell because of aliens?
What do you mean? That is why I heard of it.
That's what I'm saying. And the fucking president had never in his life heard of Roswell, New Mexico, and there are aliens there. In this movie, that is the worst kept fucking secret in the world. You know this, right? And this asshole is like, I don't know what you're talking about on fucking Air Force One. Like, really? Whatever. I mean, come on, President. You had to see Discovery Channel. Even then we had that, didn't we?
Alien, Roswell, and your personal fetishes are the 2 worst kept secrets in the world.
What's my personal fetish?
I don't want to say these out loud.
Okay.
And don't say fetish like it's just one.
What? Okay. A pizza? I don't know. That's his interest, but I wouldn't call it fetish. Now that fucking alien, I wouldn't be dragging that shit through the desert. I don't know about you. Is it worth it to drag it through the desert?
Well, you've got a carcass that needs studied because you know how they have to do the autopsy. You've seen that too.
Yeah. Which, just to let you know, it makes me wonder, should they have drugged that fucking thing through the desert after seeing the autopsy? But yeah.
It's cool. He's punched out.
Yeah. Right. This is where I wanted to say, like earlier, I said, if his wife would have listened, if David's wife would have listened to him when he first called, lives could have been saved. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty much her fault.
If you were the president and knew he tried to call you 6 hours ahead of when he actually got to you, I mean, I know I'd be angry because that's 6 hours that you could have told people everywhere to move or do something, or you could have prepared the military in some way, you know? Like, there are things you could have done.
Well, there's a lot of shit going on. A lot of people trying to reach the president. So.
But none of them are as smart as David.
Well, I know. He's the smartest person alive. I get that. So
he's Steve Buscemi without the creep factor from Armageddon. That's what he is. Oh, man. He is. Yeah, definitely. So another thing is they try to shoot the thing with missiles. Did you see that?
Yes, shooting a suit of armor with a BB gun.
Yeah. But the thing is, they try one and they go, I'm going to, then Will's like, I'm going to try the Sidewinder. As though the first missile, in some way, that was the problem. Like, the magical force that stopped it doesn't see Sidewinders.
Right. You got to try what you got. They're up there. They got to use what they got.
Right.
I mean, shit. What else are you going to do?
Well, once the first one didn't work, you'd say fuck and then leave.
No, I mean, at this point, the shields are up. You can't fly the plane into their cooter and blow them up. So,
well, yeah, look,
we haven't discovered that yet. It took Randy Quaid to discover that.
Well, yeah.
Fly into their vagina and it will blow them up.
Cooter shot. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, the different missiles aren't going to do that. And then once they try all that, and then all those little swarming aliens come out, I'd have to say that's one of the things that this movie does well, is it gives you that swarming effect, like anything could happen at any moment with all those little fuckers around. It does that very well, and they have people just die. I mean, later on they do, and then even now you see other ships just or other planes just getting hammered, and you see that little screen, like the trope that we get in all the movies where you see the green thing turn to red. That one's dead. You know, on the computer screen back in the base.
Yep.
I mean, I love it when we get that because it's like you're supposed to see how everybody's fucking dying. So
it's not going well.
It's not going well.
We got more red over here.
And then you know, as you said, Will Smith gets chased by one, and he ends up bringing it down with some pretty creative tactics.
Oh, that was Maverick flying right there.
Yeah, the flying was awesome, and the effects were okay, but sometimes you could tell because back then they had some limitations, and I think you can see that in the work, but it's still very good for the time. Like the effects look really great for that time.
It still holds up today compared to a lot of shit done from then till now. I can say that.
Now the aliens attacking the base though, that one looked a little more fake than it did then to us. Like when I see that, I can see some of the explosions, those being CGI explosions as opposed to because they mixed practical ones with CGI ones, and you can tell the difference. Yeah. Now after he takes down the thing, he fucking smokes his victory dance. He starts to. Why would he do that? Why would he?
No, it's not over yet.
He did not. He saw hundreds of those fucking things in the sky, and how he killed it was to basically kill his own plane.
He didn't kill it. He just knocked it out.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. How he took it down was by taking down his own jet. So I wouldn't call that a victory. I'd call that more like because you are actually walking away from it. Slight victory, I guess we can call it a slight victory.
I don't know.
Yeah, later on
That
we find out
that was like the only fucking way to take it down.
that was not a good. Yeah,
Pretty
to
much.
run it into something so hard that even the shields couldn't do anything about it. Yeah.
Earth.
Now the only thing I have
Welcome
left
to Earth.
Yeah, run it into Earth. That's it. Just hit Earth. The plausible deniability. I love that line. Why don't you know about this, Mr. President? Why wasn't I informed on this? Plausible deniability. I love that term. It's used a lot so that way, and I feel this podcast, sometimes you just shouldn't know what's going on because you have plausible deniability.
There you go. You really
That's
think
why
paid $5,000 for a hairbrush?
Yeah, that's why. Was it how much for a toilet? Yeah. But that's why if I do need you to help me bury a body, I'm not going to tell you how I got it there. So that way you have plausible deniability. Just letting you know.
I don't need plausible deniability. I know how to just say no. They taught me that in grade school with drugs. Just say no.
Okay. All right. You just don't say no. No, just say no is a horrible campaign. And I'm just going to say, you just need to say yes when it's this. So don't worry. I'm going to show up with a dead body and a case of Corona hard seltzer for you when I show up here soon.
Motherfucker.
So are you ready? I'm going to go.
That's
all right. So
yeah.
Will Smith
go, man.
Fuck you. Will Smith and his convoy arrive at
seltzer can.
Seltzer can. Will Smith and his convoy arrive at Area 51 with the alien that he had brought down. The alien he brought revives during its suit removal. So they're like doing their little thing and cutting it open and basically it comes alive. And then it uses Data or Dr. Oaken. I don't know. His name is Dr. Oaken in the thing. I just see him as Data from The Next Generation. It's hard for me to not see him as that.
Yeah.
So they go to remove his suit, but he comes alive and he uses him as a ventriloquist dummy, revealing their plans for taking Earth by telepathy in the president's mind. So after he uses him as a dummy, he zaps his mind because they don't speak. It's really weird. And then the president proclaims after getting the stuff in his brain, he wants to nuke them after this experience. So after attempting a nuke in Texas, we learn that it will not work. And after stealing a chopper, Will Smith finds his wife and the First Lady and brings them to Area 51. The First Lady dies from her internal wounds, and David has an epiphany while drunk and angry. So there's a lot that goes on here. Like I said, the aliens and stuff. What'd you think of when they were cutting open the alien, when you saw that alien the first time? Did it freak you the fuck out? Or
it didn't freak me out. It was just gross.
I think they did a good job at making them ugly and mean looking. Like, if you wanted us to hate them just by how they looked, you did give us the heebie-jeebies. You gave them lots of weird tentacles and arms, and you gave them those silver eyes.
Slime.
It makes you wonder, because when you think of evolutionary processes, it makes you wonder what the evolutionary process was for them to get to where they were. It makes you wonder what their home planet was that had the pressures of the environment that made them what they are, I guess I'm getting a little too biological evolution there for you.
No, I get it. But, I go to Walmart and I think the same fucking thing.
But no one's fucking with your mind in Walmart.
That's when I have that inner dialogue. Everything you just said is a trip to Walmart.
Oh, wouldn't you? And when they're removing that suit, wouldn't you want to make sure it was sedated?
Well, here's the thing. We're already learning we can't shoot these fuckers with anything. How do we know how to sedate one?
True, but I mean, they were able to kill it because, like I said, they give it a face so that we could shoot it off. Really,
yeah.
In the
but
scene,
who knows at that point?
And
Dr. Oaken did explain though before that they're not that different than us. That they need water to survive, things like that.
They're very fragile, just like us, except for that suit. As you can see, that suit had all the tentacles that allowed them to grab and do things. I mean, that bio suit is pretty awesome. I mean, I'd like to have one of those, I guess, that fit me. I mean, I'd like to take my tentacle and wrap it around your neck. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I know.
peace, no peace, die. I mean, they really use that. Like these beings are so intelligent. They were able to create ships that get them light years away from where they probably are from. And when they get here, they say peace, no peace, die. That's as eloquent as it gets.
Because I think they don't got time for this shit. You are beneath us. Die. That's it. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Have you ever stepped on a bug?
Yeah, of course.
What do you say to it?
Not a fucking word.
Do you ever have a conversation with it?
I will. I know what I'm going to say to it next time. Peace, no peace. Die. Crunch.
There you go. But if you were ever going to say anything, had you ever, that's about all you would have said to it.
Fuck you, bug.
So it's the same thing. Do you think that? I mean, do you have a conversation? We can't coexist on this patio.
But here's the thing: the bug never tried to communicate with me.
How do you know? Did you give him a chance? Did you give him a chance?
I didn't see a fucking helicopter with lights, so.
Did you go to step on it, leave your foot off for a second, just keep your foot off the gas and see if it tries to communicate first? Because you might be surprised. Maybe it does want to fight for its life. Maybe it does want to fight for its right to party. Maybe it does want to communicate with you. You just didn't give it a chance to talk.
Fuck you.
It's the same damn thing.
Hey, I'm just saying I never saw the light show. It never played or anything. So I assume it was not peaceful either. So there you go. Did they have to Disney the first lady?
What do you mean?
You know, Disneying a parent, killing one parent off. Oh. So
yeah, oh God, I hate that part. I really do.
It's rough. It's rough. Emotional. It's actually an emotional thing, kind of. But it's kind of cheesy too at the same time, the way they did it. Because when he goes to sit down, is mommy okay? Mommy's sleeping now.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about that.
The whole dialogue there, it's just yeah. And now I want to get to because he says nuke him, right? And the guy who plays the Secretary of State, he's been in a lot of things. Does that guy have a hard-on for the nuke or what? I mean, that guy, when they said, let's nuke him, I thought I saw his erection as soon as he said it come onto the screen. Because that guy just can't, and
now he would be Steve Buscemi in Armageddon, riding the nuke.
Well, because he was doing like a horse. He was doing the thing from Clockwork Orange, yeah. But I'm saying in this, that guy, and then when they finally go and nuke it over there in Houston, and they hit, and it's a direct hit, and he's like, "Oh yes!" I swear that dude climaxed when that thing hit because he was like so fucking excited. Oh, they hit! Yes, that's what it was like, man. It's like Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'm telling you, man, that dude fucking I can't believe that dude. I mean, he ends up firing him, right? But because he only has one answer to everything, fucking nuke it.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, it's one of those things.
You're fired. Big shit. I'm gonna have a job tomorrow, anyways. We're all dead.
Fuck you. I'm gonna write the book about being in this place. See ya. That's probably what would happen. If you were that guy, I'd be like, I'd write the book. How I nuked the ship.
He, I'm sure, did the talk show circuit after that.
Oh, yeah. And he became whatever the alternate political party, because we don't know any of the political leanings in this. We do know that Vivica Fox voted for the other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah, that we do know, when she told that to the first lady when they were having a little heart-to-heart. But that's about all we know. We know that whatever Vivica Fox is, he's not that, probably. So.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that guy, whatever he is, he's a fucking crazy. Although I will say, Bill Pullman, not a bad president in this movie.
Oh, I thought he was great. Actually, yeah. I was going to say, I think he is one of my favorite movie presidents.
Him and Michael Douglas, I like them both.
Yes, absolutely.
Kevin Kline. Kevin Kline, but he wasn't really the president, but
But he was more of a president than
than the president. Yeah.
who also was Kevin Kline.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like weird, isn't it? So,
Wrap your head around that shit.
do you want to read this last one off?
Yep. Let me get this one off.
Oh,
all right. So
he's got a sock, ladies and gentlemen.
After his epiphany, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. After his epiphany, David demonstrates how he can implant a virus, bringing down the mothership or the other ship or the they ship and its minion shields. Will Smith volunteers to fly the craft because he's seen it in action. He knows how it maneuvers. And then he's got his little post-it note, up, down, left, right, BA, start. So the president's like, let's do it. Says, let's do it to the plan. News is sent around the world by Morse code. Being short on pilots, they ask for volunteers. Ups pops Randy Quaid. Being a pilot volunteer because he is ready to move on from crop dusting. Before the military operation, Will Smith marries his fiancée, Vivica A. Stripper Fox. The president delivers a rousing speech about their independence, right? Which was also quoted later in Can't Hardly Wait. Tonight is our independence night. So right before joining the fight, he becomes a pilot as well because, they need pilots. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum fly to the mothership. The aliens deploy a ship towards Area 51. Dun, dun, dun. After a massive aerial assault, Will and Jeff deliver the virus right in its butt, make it out just in time. It's one of those, it's going to close, zoom, right out through it. Randy Quaid flies up the ship's vagina to bring it down before saying, tell my children I love them very much. Around the world, the alien crafts are being brought down.
End scene. A lot of shit going on there.
And then, didn't I promise you fireworks?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and okay, so, talking about that, he gave that kid a fucking bag of fireworks. Like, a kid like 5, maybe? And he gave him like Roman candles and shit.
Dylan was probably 6 or 7. I don't know though.
Okay. Add that fucking year, asshole. Does it make a difference?
When your dad's in the military, probably. You might have a little more respect for explosives and know how to use them.
He's not his father, remember?
Hey, that's what.
But she was hoping he wanted the job.
Hey, how old was Jason Pierre-Paul when he was playing for the Giants and blew off half his hand? Does age really matter? Does it?
No.
Okay.
But that means you can blow your hand off at any age and he shouldn't have them. I guess you proved my point. Thank you.
No. If you know how to use them properly, go use them. So
is Jeff Goldblum's character David the only person worth a damn in this whole movie? Like he's the one who figures out everything. Like no one else figures out anything really. He figures out it's a countdown, and then he figures out how to bring the shields down.
He's not the only one worth a damn. If it wasn't for Will Smith, they can't get into the ship to upload the virus.
You're right, because you know what Will Smith did? He did the equivalent of Cole Trickle and just watched a YouTube video so he can fly it. That's kind of what he did. I saw him up and close in action. That's as good as saying I watched it on YouTube. I think I can do this shit.
It really, you know what? You're right, though, because it's going from Indy cars to stock cars. That's exactly what he did.
That's what he did, man. He's
a fighter pilot. I can drive that sumbitch.
I can drive it.
Give me keys. I drive. Give me keys.
Again, you're Cartman. Fucking A.
That wasn't Cartman. I meant to have it in my ass, but that perfect. That was weird science, bitch.
Oh yeah. Give me keys. Give me the keys. I drive. Oh, you're talking about Anthony Michael Hall.
License, Letha.
Letha. That's a good movie.
Hate this.
Highly inappropriate.
All right.
Oh, now I want to get to the Morse code. Like you said earlier, maybe the lights were in Morse code. So that makes me think, wouldn't these aliens be smart enough to understand a clicking code if they're smart enough to get here from like galaxies and galaxies away?
But again, maybe it wasn't Morse code. It was just flash the flickery lights.
Well, I mean, in general, like, okay, so we're obviously sending the signal around the Earth. You don't think their ships are perceptive enough to hear Morse code, being sent around the world? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel they know that something was up and then they'd be able to figure it out.
Well, but you think about it. I mean, Morse code is not something they created.
No, but I'm sure that they could infer something. They wouldn't be able to say, I know exactly what they're saying, but they could say, oh, there's too much of this shit going on for it not to be some sort of coordination. Let's figure out where this is coming from. Like you know what I mean? Like they should be able to infer that, oh, they're thinking of attacking us somehow.
But maybe they're not paying attention to that.
They must
on their
absent-minded fucking aliens, I guess.
Right.
So but that
Like,
being said,
when you're okay, you're coaching, you're Rex Ryan, you're coaching the team on the field. You don't see Sanchez sitting on the bench eating a hot dog.
no, you don't. But that's probably a good fucking hot dog,
You're
right?
focused on the game. You don't find out till later.
Now, here's my thing. Why was the rest of the world, were they really waiting for the Americans? Finally, the Americans. It's like, are we that fucking think we're that fucking exceptional? It's like so vain to think, oh, everyone's waiting for us because we're the only ones who could do anything. Don't you think they would be thinking of their own shit instead of worrying about us being the leaders?
Well, let me just put it this way. If you do that movie that way,
Yeah.
who's going to watch it? Who's going to agree
The
with
rest
that?
of the world probably.
Yeah.
It'd have done more than 800 million.
Maybe, but maybe it would have done less in America.
True, but I mean,
You
it's
have
like
a lot of assholes like that's fucking bullshit.
Americans would have done that. Never would have been some
Fuck
other
that.
country. They're stupid. They don't know anything.
America.
America, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's American exceptionalism. That's what I'm saying. It really is there, and that's that's part of the problems with this. Now, when they go up there and they go on their ship, did you think the transmitter they put on the bottom of the ship looked like an interstellar dildo?
Little bit.
I was just wondering. A strap on for the ship, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. A little bit.
Now that you mention it, you watch movies through a different lens than I do.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, I wasn't wearing a sock while watching it.
I thought it looked like a math award. You thought it looked like a dildo.
It's a math award, yes. That's awesome, man. The speech. So the speech.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the speech?
That was
it?
good.
I think at the time when you heard it, you were roused a little bit.
I think so. I think especially considering this is the president giving a speech that wasn't written for him.
Yeah.
And revised and edited 17,000 times. This was off the cuff. I give it to you like this. I'm gonna pump you fuckers up. Come on.
He was
Let's get in there in the second
Newt
half.
Rockney.
And he was Newt fucking Rockney right there.
He was Johnny fucking Moxon.
Oh yeah, he was.
That's who he was.
I say fuck that.
I say fuck that. And that's just a foreshadowing. We are going to do Varsity
heroes.
Blues. Yes. Yeah. Let's be fucking heroes. That's what he gave the speech. And they did their great thing. I love a lot of things about this movie. A couple things I don't. I already told you. Randy Quaid, he's one of my least favorite characters in this movie, and he's the one who gets to deliver the blow that takes out the thing.
Right. He gets to be the hero.
So you like that? You like him being the hero?
Yeah.
I think it should have been Bill Pullman.
No.
Because then there's some darkness there because you have the orphan kid.
Yeah, we're not going there. Yeah. No, you can't do that.
Because I think you need a little darkness in your happy ending.
I think there was plenty of fucking darkness. Aliens are blowing up your planet. Now, one thing I want to know, when these ships are getting shot down, that's why I'm going to say, where's the bodies? Because these ships are fucking huge. What are they landing on?
I have a note here. It's a reign of terror. You better go fucking hide, because when they look up and they're like, I promised you fireworks at the end.
Yeah, that shit's doing damage.
That shit's falling somewhere. Because we saw what happens in Armageddon when just a little rock starts hitting New York City. Remember that little meteor shower they had?
This is Yokozuna splash time.
Yeah.
You're fucked if you're with, these ships are 15 miles wide.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why it didn't come straight down on Area 51. I guess it tried to get away. I guess tried to get away and landed in the mountains.
Oh yeah, we'll go with that.
So yeah, and here's my thing. The other thing I have: I'm not going to sit there and watch it. I'm going to get up in a helicopter, a Black Hawk or something, and I'm going to go over there and see if I see anything moving and shoot it. Right? Like, I want to get up there and I want to make sure that there's no weird aliens coming out of that thing, because it's big enough someone could be insulated and not killed from the inside, right?
That's true.
Yeah, someone in there could have been like, yeah.
But then all these other, all the little crabs come out of the vagina. Like, what about all those too? Did any of those get away?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's what I'm saying. There's too many loose ends to tie up. I guess
blowing up the main ship, deactivate everything.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
We have to assume that, because if not, there's little ships going all over the fucking place.
Yeah, maybe when you blow up the main one, it's like this link that goes away and they just all die. I guess maybe it could be. Well, there's another movie where that was a trope, where if you kill the one thing, everything else just. Forget what that movie was.
I think there's a lot of movies like that, actually.
Yeah, there's another movie like that. I think there's many movies like that. Yes. I do like Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum's chemistry. Like I said, we got two bromances in this, like two really good chemistry.
Yes.
You know, Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr., and then Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. Well, I just think we got two of them.
Jeff Goldblum is one of my favorite actors ever.
He has a good delivery.
He is awesome. So yes, and he was perfect for that role. But yeah, Will Smith too at the time. I mean, larger than life at this point. Like, right in his fucking prime.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel sad that we didn't get another movie with them together in their prime.
True. He was kind of like his Carlton,
but different. Didn't dance.
Different, taller.
But taller, yeah. Now another trope that we love, when we shoot a bomb at something, and it gets to see the countdown, especially aliens, so it knows it's fucked. Like there's something in our psyche that we're satisfied with in movies when we leave the bomb there and the bad guy that we want to kill gets to see the countdown. Like, I don't know what it is. Why are we so into that? What makes us so happy when we see that?
Because we're twisted people.
Like in, do you remember Stargate? Do you ever watch that with Kurt Russell?
No.
Oh shit, that's a great one. You're gonna have to watch it so we can do that. But they do the same thing in that, which now I just blew it for you. Fuck.
Oh no! You blew that originality for me in that movie.
This movie from the mid '90s that I haven't seen. What am I gonna do?
Don't tell me. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you it all. I'm gonna fuck up your day. I'm gonna pull up my notes now here. Sorry.
Thank you for fucking up my day by ruining a movie I have not and probably never will see. Man.
All right, so that's the movie in a nutshell. Pretty much. There is a sequel. I'll be honest to say I have not watched it. Have you watched it?
I've probably seen like 10 minutes of it, and that's it. You can't have that sequel without Will Smith in it, to me.
That's my biggest thing. I mean, at least they got Bill Pullman, but
that movie would have probably been awesome had Will Smith done it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he didn't want to do it because he was off doing his fucking space movie with his son.
Oh, that weird one in the woods. Okay.
Yeah. So he should have been in it, though. I mean, that was one. This actually goes like Fast and Furious when we talk about that. How getting Dom back, both of them, you know, after the fuck ups that were part 2 and 3, actually getting both of them and all the rest of the cast back. That's what helped, made a huge difference and made it an actually decent movie after that.
Yeah.
Independence Day 2 would have been great had Will Smith done it. That fucking ruined the movie. So it's like, it can't be good.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black International. Which actually was pretty good movie, but still.
Men in Black, the series is pretty decent. So
it is, but
we can do that.
If you were going to do another one, don't do it without your main characters in it.
I agree. You gotta have the mains. All right. So are you ready?
Fucking Will Smith movie. And we talked about this. Will Smith at that point owned 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. Summertime.
No, he had because what Men in Black was the other one that came out on 4th of July weekend, right?
Yeah.
That was
He
the other
owned.
one. And then, well, he did. I think he did iRobot. That was another 4th of July because
But
they
it
just thought,
wasn't
oh,
as
it wasn't. No, they thought, oh, this is a thing. Will Smith
he's the
owning the
guy.
box office 4th of July weekend.
Was Wild Wild West 4th of July?
I don't fucking know, and I don't care.
Why?
'Cause that movie's shit.
What are you talking about? It has big metal robots and stuff.
Exactly. Don't want to see my hand where my hip be at, or anywhere close to it.
You've actually watched it.
No, I actually.
Actually,
No,
here's the thing.
song was on the radio yesterday. Actually,
Do you want to know what day it came out? It came out June 30th. So it kind of
Okay.
was. So there you go. All right. So you ready to do our 6-pack? Are you ready for
so
this?
he owned the 4th of July weekend, and then he gave it back.
With that
Wild Wild
movie, you're
West.
saying?
Yes.
You love that movie now. Come on.
No,
Has
I
Kevin
do not.
Kline.
I know,
Okay.
but doesn't make it a good movie.
Whatever.
There's a lot of shit movies with good actors in it.
True. There are some, although there's a time when they used to make action movies, right? And they used to just get guys who were action stars for those movies. And there was a point where they said, you know what, we can have other people who
Chuck
are really
Norris,
good actors
Van Damme, Dolph
in
Lundgren.
action movies. So, for example, when they made Con Air, look at all the good actors in that movie, that are actually good actors. And Nicolas Cage playing the main guy. I mean, they had really good actors playing even the bit parts like John
See,
Malkovich.
I think you said that perfectly. Look at all these really good actors, and you had Nicolas Cage.
But no, he was good in that movie. Don't be a dumbass. But I'm saying they found out that they didn't have to have Jesse Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger type guys to make a good action movie. They could make it with other people, who weren't necessarily action, but were just great actors.
Good
I think
actors.
that's.
Did I tell you I visited where Nicolas Cage is going to be buried?
How do you know this?
Because he already bought it
Oh, where's it at?
in New Orleans.
Oh, he's in a parallel. What's that called? Which cemetery? What's that called? I forget. But go ahead.
Yes, I forget now off the top of my head, but yes, we had a tour there, and we got to see where he has his own little monument already bought and built and everything, where he's going to be buried.
That's weird.
It is, because that's like some historic shit too.
Yeah.
That it's like, I mean, to reserve a spot there, and it,
You know what?
I think it cost him like $250,000 or something.
That's okay. You know why? Because Nicolas Cage is a national treasure. All right, so let's move on to our
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Yeah. No, he's a national treasure. It was a pun.
I know it was. I just said
Oh.
honeymoon in Vegas, though.
Oh, which is a good one.
It is.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. All right. You go first. 6-pack.
Welcome to Earth. Boom.
What's that?
Will Smith punching the alien out.
Oh, punching the alien.
That's fucking awesome. That is just so like
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Welcome to
silly,
Earth.
but yeah, badass awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you punch an alien. I
Fucking
mean,
knocked an alien out. First person in history, first human in history to ever do that at that time.
that we know of, but you never know. Maybe Randy Quaid, when he was drunk and being abducted, punched one of them out, but the other ones handled him.
He started thrashing.
That we know of. I was like, yeah, I was saying he could have when he was being probed,
Could have.
and that would have been exciting.
But
All right.
my thing is, if you don't remember it, it didn't happen. If
I'll
he
give
was
you
drunk, he didn't remember it.
That's right. Are you ready? I'm gonna go with mine. There you go. All right, I have just Jeff Goldblum in general. Like I said, he's the best character in the movie, in my opinion. His performance is excellent. I like his character. He's nerdy, capable. No one ever questions his abilities or anything like that, other than his father, who doesn't understand what he really does. So there's that. But he's excellent. I love his character. You have thoughts?
I do. I agree. I told you I love me some Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, well, I'm going to buy you a poster of Jeff Goldblum for you.
If you could get it like the Just Friends poster with the fruit,
I would get one from Pennsylvania 65000 probably,
the
because I
whipped cream
think
bikini with the cherries, eating the banana.
Yeah.
I would hang that up
I
proudly
don't,
in my living room.
but I'd have to get it at his age now, not when he was younger. So I don't know.
I don't care.
All right. Okay. Okay. Are you ready for your next one, man?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
So just overall, the movie itself being about, Independence Day and being released on 4th of July weekend. Like, I love that because it's like you have a 4th of July movie, just like you
Yeah.
have your Christmas movies, your Halloween movies, you have a 4th of July movie,
Yeah, you do.
So I thought it was cool just how that, doing it like that was awesome.
It's a holiday movie. It's a holiday movie. Yeah. That is excellent. All right. I got one for you. You ready?
Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is.
I'll give you that. Better movie than this, though, in my opinion. But yeah, sir. All right. All right. My next one is Will Smith. Like I said, I think this is where Will Smith becomes box office Will Smith. Like, this is the movie they go, oh, Bad Boys was a thing, but this is the one where it was like, oh, he actually stole a movie with all these other people in it,
Yeah, it's a Will Smith movie.
It became a Will Smith movie, even though like I said, my favorite character isn't him in the movie, but I know that it became his performance was iconic at the time.
But just like we said, it's iconic and Harry-conic.
Yeah.
That's why the sequel sucked, because he wasn't in it.
Yeah, true. Became a Will Smith movie, unfortunately, because in the second one we just couldn't enjoy it.
That's why you can't have another Top Gun without Maverick.
And he's in it. There's a Maverick coming out. So, are you good? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
There you go.
All right. I already talked about this, but Bill Pullman.
Yes.
One of my favorite movie presidents. He nailed it. He was awesome in that role. Loved it.
Now here's my thing for you. He's a great movie president. Is there anybody who played a movie president that you would actually vote for president?
Many.
I get
compared to what we're given to choose from every 4 years, there's many I would have voted for. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Whether
I just
they
wondered.
can do the job or not, I don't give a shit. I'd still vote.
At least make you feel better, right?
Yes.
Yes. I get it, man. Okay. So I got one for you. I got. Here you go. My last one is watching iconic places explode. I think that's always fun in a movie when they can do that. When you see the White House just burst out in the flames and the pillars shoot out, it's like they break all these miniatures. I think that's what they do it on, like miniatures and stuff. So it's really cool to see iconic places explode. I love that. I think that's one of the funner things they do in movies, because it's really fraudenscheid or good negative fantasy, I guess the best way to put it. Like, people like, oh man, what would happen if New York had a laser shot up its asshole and destroying all those buildings around it? It would be interesting. And we get to see them try and live out that weird delusional fantasy in movies. And I think that's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Do you have another one?
That was our 6-pack.
You went first?
I went first.
I always forget. Okay, then I'll go first in generics. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'll go. All right. So my first generic one, like I said, I'm not a fan of Randy Quaid in this movie, because every time I watch it and he's like, up yours, or whatever the fuck he says at the end, it's like,
yours.
It makes me think of Caddyshack 2 or some shit, which is like awful. And it brings the movie down a notch for me really bad.
Not me.
It just does. I mean, if he could have been, I think it should have been played more serious.
I don't. It was great comic relief.
I didn't want it there. It's not what I wanted. When the alien's taking a human suppository, I don't need it to be comic relief.
I do. I do.
All right. Do you have a negative thing?
I do.
A generic part? Here you go. You go.
Even though I'm not saying the first lady dying, that whole scene, it worked for what it was supposed to do, but I just don't like it.
Do you not like it because the fields of it, or just because of
Yes.
the genericness of it?
No, not the genericness of it, the sadness of it.
Yeah, it gave some
Oh my
it
God.
took away from the levity of the film.
Oh, I
It
don't think it did, but it's like I just, man, I hate it.
did they need it?
It's a fucking tearjerker every time.
Did they need that scene?
See, and that's the thing though. I don't know that they needed it.
I know that's what I'm saying. You could have
know?
got rid of that and been just fine. I think.
It's like, how come Jeff Goldblum gets to reunite with his ex-wife? They're not even married anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking president going out giving the Newt Rockney pep talk and actually getting in a plane, and he lost his wife. That's just not fair. I don't like it, and it's very sad.
Don't like it. It's very sad.
It's emotional, man.
I don't want it.
Get
All
it
right.
out of there. Fast forward through it, like my dad during the sex scene in Top Gun.
All right. Are you ready? I got another one for you.
All right.
I've got more than one here. The hyper Americanism, like the uber in your face, like American exceptionalism and all that. That's, while I get it, it's Independence Day and we're supposed to be America. Fuck yeah. Sometimes I don't need it to be so fuck yeah. You know what I mean? It can be like,
Just
yeah,
yeah.
we're cool.
Not
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Just yeah.
Yeah, we killed the aliens. Not because we're American, but because we wanted to kill the aliens. Yeah, it just feels like sometimes there's that hyper Americanism that we have, like we're the only people in the world that can solve a problem properly. Like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, do you have more? Or...
I do have one more.
All right, I'll get you. Here you go. Go ahead.
All right, so because I mentioned at the beginning that we had, excuse me, one of the girls from Saved by the Bell, the college years. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Kirsten Warren. She played Tiffany, the other stripper.
Yeah. I remember.
Friend. I didn't like. I liked that she was in it because I'm like, that's the girl from Saved by the Bell, but I didn't like her as a stripper because I'm like, I just don't picture her as a stripper.
Well, considering we didn't get to see her strip,
but
it's
especially
really harder to see her as a stripper.
The thing is, no, I don't picture her as a stripper, especially if you're going to put her beside Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
No, that just doesn't work. Who we
did just see dancing.
Because that makes her the ugly stripper.
Yeah.
If you're going to put her beside Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah, that's
just
crazy.
Not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not. I would agree.
Emotional. It's not fair that they did that.
Man, you're having some feels. All right, I got one more.
One more.
One last one. And it's Harvey Fierstein. You know, the guy with the voice like this. He's good. I mean, he was in a lot of movies at this time, and his shtick. You know, he has a shtick, and I think it's good. But I think in this one, it's overdone. Like I gotta call my lawyer or therapist for $300 an hour. You better listen. You know, my mother. You know, that whole shtick. I mean, it just seems, like it didn't have to be there. It wasn't. I didn't find it as funny. Maybe then people found it funny, but now I watch it, it's like, that's a shtick, and I don't like it.
Oh, I think it was funny, but whether it was in there or not, I don't think it makes. But I thought it was funny though.
I thought that I've seen that because he's played that same character in so many movies.
Yeah,
like that's my problem. Is that like it was like predictive. Like I knew what he was going to do and say. So there you go. So okay, that was my last one, but I got some facts for you.
Okay,
just a few. The film lost military support due to its Area 51 references.
Oh.
The alien slime goo. Do you know what it actually was?
We're talking about the elephant in the room. They lost support. Okay.
Yeah. For like we said, for the worst kept secret.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think the alien slime goo was made of? We know when they're cutting open the thing. This is a go-to for Hollywood. I'm just gonna say, from what I've read.
Corn syrup.
No.
Jello.
KY.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a go-to for some reason. I've seen in many things.
So those aliens are ready to mate.
Yeah, those are down. Those are DTF aliens.
All right.
Much of Goldblum's dialogue was improvised. So that's what makes him even more badass in this film, is that all the cool shit he says, he probably really is the one who said it. So there you go.
Is the shit.
So before we get to our ratings, I have a category for you. And I throw something out there. Top 5 aliens in film. I have E.T., Alien from Aliens, The Martian from Mars Attacks, The Predator, and Frankenfurter of Rocky Horror Picture Show. What do you got?
Ooh, it's good. Explorers.
Fuck you.
I meant is not on the list.
Oh, okay. Fuck you in that list.
Give me a second.
I know I do.
You don't let me prep. You fucking prep your list and then you make me do it off the cuff.
Because you have this super memory. I want to get your fucking mind going.
No. Having a super memory has nothing to do with ranking. Ranking is a tedious fucking process.
Really? Is it?
All right. Does it have to be so it's top 5 from movies or just in general?
Aliens in film.
Okay. Because 11 would be on there for sure.
I mean, if you want to include that, I guess.
No, I will say, let's see. Alien from Aliens, yes.
Yeah.
I think maybe Kim Basinger, My Stepmother's an Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one you'd want to nail. Yeah. Wow.
And let's see. Great movie because it has Bandcamp Girl in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other ones, E.T., I would say.
Yeah.
And then, oh shit, that's 3.
Do you know what I didn't have on here? You ever seen the movie Ice Pirates?
No.
Oh gosh, you want to watch an interesting movie? They have something that gets loose on the ship called a space herpy. Just saying.
Okay. Can't wait to load that one on the Netflix.
Ice Pirates, yes. It's a good one.
I'm just giving you 3 because you don't give me time to fucking prepare.
That's okay. That's okay. I fuck with you like that. I was going to do movie presidents, and that's probably even easier.
I mean, you give me TV, shit.
Yeah, TV, I said in film because, that's what we do. But anyways, so I fucked your day up, so that's good for me.
Screech when he dressed up as an alien.
Screech.
I'd give you that.
So do you want to do our ratings? Are you ready?
Ooh, Parents. Because I think they were
Parents?
Aliens. Or no, they were just cannibals. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Parents, Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
No.
Okay, they're like suburban parents, but they're cannibals.
Oh. Coneheads, you could go
You want
with
to see a
that.
fucking Randy Quaid, and I wouldn't put them on top 5 aliens. You want to see a fucked up Randy Quaid movie?
I will have to watch
how he's
that.
always the slapstick character. Watch
Yeah.
that. Not so much.
Okay, so are you ready for ratings, man?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to hit the thing. All right, so do you want me to go first or you?
I'll let you go first.
Really?
I mean, you don't have to.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, when this movie came out originally, I enjoyed it at the drive-in, like I said. It had lots of great characters, and it was a summer blockbuster plot. It was, it was Will Smith. It was a roller coaster ride. Had lots of highs, few lows, and I enjoyed it. Now rewatching it down the road, it almost feels like I rode a different ride. The ups weren't as high. The explosions weren't as well explosive. Some cheesiness factor that I overlooked back then because I was swept up in the moment, like the whole Randy Quaid thing. It's hard not to see these cracks now that, I've woke up in my twilight years, it feels like. Driving out of the drive-in back in 96, I would have given this one I was just given America Cocaine alien movie awesomeness. Yeah. And I'd have probably yeah, man. Yeah. 24 cans. But this isn't nice.
Yeah, we do 24. I give him 24. Yeah. Can we do more? Just
2 more.
24. Could go 26. 26. Huh? They get a 2-liter on top of it.
Yes. But this isn't 1996. I'm not on cocaine, and I'm woke to some of the issues it has. So for this reason, I give this movie 15 cans.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give it mine. So I forgot. Yeah, Frankenfurter I would definitely put on there too.
Okay, that's cool. I figured you would.
And Riff Raff.
Oh, yeah. Riff Raff's a good one. Yes.
And fucking Magenta for that matter.
They can't do the whole fucking cast.
I put the whole fucking cast. There you go. Okay. So I pretty much agree with you, what you said. The movie, it's like, it holds up and at the same time doesn't in a lot of ways. You have to appreciate it for what it was at that time because it was huge and it for very good reason. But it's still a very good watch. But it's not something like, oh man, let's watch, like something I would want to watch all the time, you know, like haven't seen that forever. Let's put that on. But it still is a very, very good movie with some great actors in it. So I give it 17 cans.
Oh, well, geez, you made it easy on me.
You did because you didn't put any fucking decimals this time.
Well, you know, I don't always do that. What's your deal? So if we take your score, we add it to my score.
Hold on. Carry the 2. Take 2 up 3. We got 16 cans.
That's right.
It's in my head.
It's an above average movie.
It is.
It's above average, but it's not like mega.
It's one of those. Had we been doing the show when it came out, like within even a year or two after it came out, it's probably rated higher.
Oh yeah, but you know, good thing is we have time creates perspective. So yeah, we definitely don't have any of that bullshit going on.
Hey, guess what? When you show up with a dead fucking body and want me to help bury it, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing.
Time creates perspective?
Yes, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to let you think about your choices and get some perspective.
All right. Okay. Well, whatever, man. So that's it. We both like it, but there are some better movies. What else do you have to say to the folks out there?
We come in peace. We leave in peace.
No.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
No peace.
Die. Die, bug.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Check us out, Soda Pop Culture Club on Google. You can find us anywhere podcasts are available, in Morse code even, I think. Our podcast is in Morse code somewhere. Google us, check us out, follow us, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, your space, their space, any space. Check out our website, sodapopcultureclub.com. Check out the new swag we've got that you can brand us yourself with. We would totally appreciate that. And it looks pretty cool too, I must say. Still working on getting some socks for different reasons now on there.
Yeah.
But that's it. Thank you.
That's it. All right. That's it. Yeah, he said everything we need to say. And don't forget the contest. Like we said, we're giving away 3 shirts to the people who give us the best suggestions. And one thing we didn't mention earlier is if you're capable, we may even ask you to be on that episode so that we can get your enthusiasm. So with that, is it goodbye or what do you do here?
What would the aliens do?
I don't know. I got this here. Oh, you can't hear it. But we're going to say bye with ominous alien music in the background. Goodbye, guys.
say.